is you press Control A. Okay, so the moment you press Control A, you will notice that the entire data will be highlighted. Okay, the entire data will be highlighted, and then you go to Insert. Okay, again I repeat, you go to Insert. So once you go to Insert, and then the next step is you click Pivot Table. As you can see over here, you can click Pivot Table, or also you can click Recommended Pivot Table. So in this case, the Excel will give you the recommended pivot table, but you can also choose pivot table. So once you click pivot table, you will notice that a box will appear. Okay, meaning to say a box will appear, and then what you do is you press OK. All right, so once you press OK, you will notice that on your right hand side, pivot table field will appear. Okay, and as you can see in these settings over here, you just can click this and you can actually change the orientation, meaning to say you can actually change to field and sections. That means in this format, and also you can change this into field, section and area side by side. So now it appears side by side. Okay, so what is pivot table? As you can see in level 1, this pivot table, we do have the year, month, segment and RM. Okay, and RM, these 4 columns. So now you notice the 4 columns also appear here. All right, so what you do is, so you just say I want to put maybe segment I put in the rows. So as you can see in this level 1, we do have the year, month, segment and also RM, 4 different columns. Okay, so in this sheet 3, in these 4 different columns, the headers over here, so if you put segment on row, it will appear in a vertical format. That means it will appear on row. However, if just say you put the segment into columns, so it will appear on a columns format. Okay, again I repeat. So if just see this here, we have the segment over here. So we put the segment on rows, it appear on a vertical format. But if just see the segment I put on columns, it appear on a columns format. Okay, all right, so this is how it looks. So if just say I put the segment on rows and the RM I put on values. So now this is the figure. So basically in level 1, this is the original data where we have the year, month, segment and RM. But in sheet 3, it's basically the summarized version, whereby pivot table will help to summarize for you. So what you do is, you highlight all this, you right click. When you press right click, you will notice that a menu will appear. Okay, right click, you just click to format cells. All right, so once you click format cells, you go to accounting, you remove the decimal places and no currency. If up to you, you want to put dollars, so can. So you press OK. So now you see we do have the details and these numbers you can interpret. Okay, so this is how it looks, and maybe the year you can put in filters. Okay, so if just say I click this arrow and I choose 2018, you will have the performance on 2018. And if just say I click here 2019, you will notice that this is the performance of 2019. So if just say I click here 2020, you will have the performance of 2020. Okay, so to make things more better visualization so that you can actually present to your manager, you can put this RM over here. Okay, so now we have these 2 values, and then what you can do is maybe you can go to design. As you can see over here, you click design, and then once you click design, maybe you can change to different color, maybe to just orange. Up to you, you want to change colors, okay. But what I'm going to do is I just want to remove the grand total. That means I just off. So now we don't have the grand total. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to home. I go to conditional formatting, data bar, solid fill. Okay, so this is how it looks. And then of course, if you see here, we have the numbers. So what I'm going to do is I go to conditional formatting, manage rule. Once I click manage rule, you notice a box will appear, edit rule, and then show bar only. Okay, so now I press OK. So this is how it looks like. Okay, we do have the performance and we do have some visualization. And then what you can do is you just press this, right click. When you press right click, there is a line called sort. So what you do is you click sort, you click largest to smallest. So now this looks like a better visualization. And of course, you can actually change the name. Maybe you can just put here, this is the total sales. You can see this total sales, and then you keep this as performance or visualization. Okay, so now this is how it looks like. So now what I can do is I can go to this, as you can see here, there is pivot analyze, pivot table analyze. So I go there, I click on slicer. So I click slicer, I choose here, and I press OK. So now what I do is, if I click 2018, it shows the performance of 2018. If I click 2019, it shows the performance of 2019. If I click 2020, it shows the performance of 2020.